Hello.
Hello, Anila.
Hi.
Hi.
How is everybody? Oh,
Good.
I see the Tantra Valas on the screen here. Do you understand what I just said? That my microphone is on. The Tantra Valas, the Valas is like in Hindi, is like im in Hebrew, you know, like kibbutzim. So Tantra Valas, so the Tantra Ims. I see the Tantra Ims on the screen. Leora Kenneth is thinking very hard. What are you looking at? Did you understand what I'm saying? Because there's Madar, there's Tammy, there's Irit, there's Leora Kenneth, there's Sigal. Iris I, who is Iris I? She just disappeared. Maybe she got frightened. Maybe she got, did you get frightened of me? And then, do I know you? Your picture is not very clear. You have a lot of light, I think, in your house. Iris, do I know you?
I don't think so.
Oh, there you go. Oh, what a relief, I tell you. My memory is getting so bad, you know. It's like, then I think, oh, should I know them? Should I not know them? It's so embarrassing sometimes.
Anila, can I start with a short introduction to the course?
Yeah, sure. Of course you can. This was just my usual blah blah at the beginning, you know. To say hello. Yeah, you can.
Okay, thank you. So hi everyone. I'm not sure who is English speaking in the group, so I'll do it in English, but it shouldn't take more than a couple of minutes.
It's okay, so you can do it in Hebrew, no?
Is there no one here who is Ute?
Ute, but Ute is a good friend of mine, so that's okay. She knows about this whole thing.
Okay. So I'll do it in Hebrew and then I'll let you take the wheel.
Yeah, okay.
אז ברוכים הבאים לקורס בנושא גורו פוג'ה עם המורה היקרה אני לוסנג. אני תומר, אני ההוסט היום. אז קודם כל אני רואה שכמעט כולם הדליקו את המצלמה, למי שזה מאפשר אני מבקש להדליק את המצלמה, זה הרבה יותר נחמד לכולנו לראות אחד את השני וגם למורה לראות את התלמידים. דבר שני, מהדף של הקורס, באתר של ידידי הדרמה, יש סמל של יוטיוב, משם אפשר להיכנס לאתר של ידידי הדרמה ביוטיוב, לראות את הפגישה הזו בלייב, ולראות פגישות קודמות שהוקלטו, גם של ידידי הדרמה. בתחתית הדף הקורס יש את הטקסט, הגורו פוג'ה, טקסט הקורס, אני גם שלחתי אותו כאן בצ'אט, ובנוסף אני מאמין שנעשה סקרין שיירינג של הטקסט הזה. ודבר אחד לפני האחרון בעצם, במרכז דף הקורס יש donation box, דנה, שגם את הלינק שלחתי כאן בצ'אט. כמו שאתם יודעים, הפעילות של ידידי הדרמה נעשית בהתנדבות, והיא מאומנת רק על ידי דנה, אז אם אתם רוצים לתרגל נדיבות, ולתת דנה למורה על הלימוד היקר הזה, אתם מוזמנים לעשות את זה, אנחנו כמובן מעודדים אתכם, אפשר לעשות את זה דרך פייפל או העברה בנקאית, איך שנוח לכם. One last thing, דבר אחד אחרון, זה בעצם קורס ראשון בשורה של קורסים שמהווים ביקור וירטואלי של אנילה בארץ, בדרך כלל בתקופה הזו היא מגיעה לארץ לתת שורה מאוד ארוכה של פיצ'ינגס, של קורסים, כמובן בגלל סיבות השנה לא יכולנו, אבל אנילה עדיין הסכימה לעשות את זה דרום, אז אתם יכולים למצוא באתר של ידידי הדרמה את כל הקורסים שמהווים את הביקור הזה, יש הרבה מאוד בחגים ובחודשיים הקרובים, So I think that's it. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you, Anila, for this precious teaching. You can start whenever you.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Now I see some more people join. So we have Swiss German speakers and Austrian German speakers and French speakers. So we have become really international. Thank you, Tommy, to let me know that you are with the other Tommy, so we can, you know. So, okay. Okay, I know most of you, except for Iris, maybe, and then there's somebody whose name is written in Hebrew, which I can, no, you're with Leora, you said, yeah, Tommy, not with the other Tommy. Exactly. You can show your face, it's okay. So then there's somebody who has the name written in Hebrew, and I don't recognize your face, I'm afraid. So it's a blonde lady who is just walking around with glasses. Dear blonde lady with glasses, what is your name? Did you recognize yourself? Maybe somebody can help me because...
It's the name is Tal.
Dana Itztal, okay.
Tal, just Tal.
Huh?
Just Tal.
Just Tal, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Tal.
Now you're muted.
Huh?
Tal, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
And speak.
You need to open up your microphone, Tal, because otherwise we cannot hear you.
טל, תפתחי את המיקרופון. לא
כן,
שומעים פה.
Hi.
Okay, so now you have to start again because we didn't hear you.
What was the question?
Oh, there was no question yet. I just said I don't know you. But the question kind of it's good. It's good that you're asking. So the question is, if we have somebody who is totally new on this, you know?
I'm not half. I'm not new.
You are not new, okay? So the others I know, so then that's fine. So all of you kind of, you know, have heard about pujas, have maybe participated in pujas. I see Smadar with her, you know, I'm not prostrating in front of you, Smadar, I'm prostrating in front of Rinpoche. So the picture you're seeing there, is Gachin Rinpoche. Smadar is showing her ball. Yeah, that's it. I'm also having two underneath my knees, just in case. If you like to sit and your knees are not really going to the ground, if you like to sit on the floor, then those two things, they're therapy balls. They're very good things to have. So maybe we do this a little bit like, you know, like a discussion group. Again, you can ask questions if you have questions. You can give me your comments if you have comments. You know, a bit like this. So we do it as if we would all be sitting in one room, because the group, again, is small enough to be able to do that. So we're not getting a big kind of chaos. And then also it becomes really meaningful, because this, for me also, when the Dharma friends asked me to do this, I was quite hesitant, because it is such a, I don't know how to say, for me, this is such a private thing. It's so touchy and it's so fragile, and it is so, it really needs to be understood. I mean, Tantra is so precious. But if it's not understood well, then well, you know, it can't really go wrong. But also it doesn't have that much effect. So these things are to be really, they're to be practiced in a group, and preferably a group that they know each other, they care about each other, you know, they support each other. Of course, there's sometimes fights, but that doesn't matter. I mean, in samsara, there's always fights, but still, you know, people are on the same level, or how to say, who have the same goal. Because the thing is, there's actually one tantric vow is not to fight during the ceremony. And so pujas, rituals, this is not a place to argue that I have this view and you have that view and this is not the right view and this and that, you know. So this is to be practiced, and it's to generate an open heart. And I think I talked to Sigal this morning, because I know that the situation in Israel at the moment, it becomes more and more difficult. and pretty hopeless, because even you change your whole government, I mean, who is there to save the mess? I mean, excuse me to say so, but do you have anybody in mind, you know, who could kind of create some harmony and some, you know, that people cooperate? At the moment, it looks like it's really difficult. Tal, can you please close your microphone again? Yeah, that's already done. Thank you very much. But if you want to say something, yeah, then just please open it. So a little bit like this. And for me, I think at the moment, because worldwide, you know, I mean, worldwide there is difficult stuff going on. Worldwide there is like people in charge or people who have power who you really ask yourself, oh my gosh, and I mean, what are they doing? What are they saying? So it's possible that we get this feeling of being frustrated, angry, helpless, useless. So I think to sit down with a group of people and with a good heart and with some faith and trust that there's nothing else I can do. I wouldn't know how to run this country either, whatever country it is, but at least this I can do. I can sit down and try to generate some positive energy so that the situation can change. So this is basically what like religious practices, Buddhist religious practices, and especially pujas are all about. This is why one is doing pujas, in order to purify negative karma and in order to be able to generate positive energy so that we ourselves make progress on the path. It's one thing. And that we also then we can be of some benefit to beings. So I think trust is a really, really important factor when you do these kind of things. Now, you see, we develop trust when we have made the experience that it works. But unfortunately, it's not going to work this way, you know. I mean, when they talk about faith or about trust, there's 3 different kinds of faith and trust. And the first trust or faith that comes it's called like the trust or the faith of admiration. Yeah, like that you see some people doing these things and, well, maybe admiration is too big a word, but you see how they are, like when we think about, now I'm thinking about Gachin Rinpoche, I'm thinking about the Dalai Lama, I'm thinking about my own guru, which is Kirti Tsenchab Rinpoche, who is unfortunately not in his body anymore. And you yourself, you can think of your own teachers that you have. So we see that we do admire them, not like a pop star or anything like that. But if we could exchange our own mindset, or like, you know, how my mind works, if I could exchange it for the mind of like Gachin Rinpoche, Kirti Tsenchab Rinpoche, not any Rinpoche, you know, but Rinpoches that I know, Rinpoches that I have made personal contact with, I would do this, you know, subito, like absolutely no hesitation. This kind of admiration, yeah. If I could change my mind with their mind, I would do it. This kind of trust. And then when we see them doing this, then the trust should develop that, well, if they do these kind of things, if they do these pujas, then why should it not work for me? Because also they have, then, you know, it is, one can train the mind, one can transform the mind. So of course, when we look at the Dalai Lama, then we say, oh, well, you know, he's the Dalai Lama and he's been born like this and he's very special and I am not, and things like this. But they also, most probably in previous lives, they have used these practices, they have used these rituals, they have used these teachings in order to attain that kind of mind. So then we can attain this as well. Okay, so this is why one is doing puja. Then what the Dharma friends also, what they asked me to do is like talk about guru devotion. again, you know, this can be so quickly misunderstood as Westerners. So I just want to say just few things, because the puja that we're going to look at today is what is called Lama Chöpa or the Guru Puja. It's the same thing, like Lama Chöpa is in Tibetan and in Sanskrit is Guru Puja. So puja means just offering, so that's fine. So why are we doing Guru Puja? Which I always do, although I'm kind of alone, and the altar looks like this. Oh, can you still hear me? It says my internet connection is not good. Is it okay? Can you still hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Okay,
you now, but
great.
before
Otherwise,
it was...
otherwise say something, then we see what we can do.
Okay.
Okay, so this is like, because, so this would be the offering. Then of course, you know, I'm alone here at the moment. So then you can ask, are you going to eat all this yourself? Well, would you? You definitely wouldn't. So I just give it away. But it's always good to make an altar, even when we do it on Zoom on these days, because this is the day of offering. And when you offer with a good heart and you buy the things and you look what you're buying, and you know, it doesn't have to be the cheapest thing, but it's nice if it's nice, if it's something that you like, then already that makes the mind very happy. So these are the outer offerings. But what we actually offer is our practice. So we cannot like put the practice on the table. So then we think that these outer offerings, they represent our practice, because this is the best thing that you can, this is what would make the guru the happiest, if you practice well, not so that he can say, oh, wow, look at my students, they are so good, they're such good practitioners. You know, it's like a guru's love for the students is a bit like a parent's love for the children. But the parents can become, you know, very full of themselves when the children do really well. And they go like, look at my children and all this. But if it's a genuine guru, then it shouldn't be like that. Yeah. And the genuine guru, he also looks after everybody, even the ones who are lazy and very slow and all this. Actually, if your guru doesn't pay that much personal attention to you, that means you are going really in the right way. That means you don't need that much attention. That means your practice is going really well. If you kind of grasp at the attention of the guru, and then yeah, he gives you a lot of attention, it could well be that you know, that he has to do that, otherwise you will be devastated or this and that. Somebody told me, somebody is quite close to the Dalai Lama told me at one point, because he never greets me, you know, when he goes somewhere. Very often people ask me, do you know the Dalai Lama? I said, yes, of course I know him, but he doesn't know me. So it's like, it's a big difference there. But it's okay. He doesn't need to know me. You see, your guru doesn't need to know your whole life. And he is not becoming your special friend that would never kind of disappoint you or anything like that. He is there for you when you need him, but not just to spend time and have a good time and it's wonderful and it's really good. So your guru also, he's not your therapist, okay? So you're not really, if you do have big problems that can be solved through doing practice, then that's fine to talk about these problems. But if it's, you know, big financial problems or relationship problems, especially relationship problems, you know, if you ask, if your guru is a monk and he's been a monk since he's 8 years old, and you ask about your sexual relationship problems, I mean, what is he going to answer you? I mean, come on, be realistic. So your guru is mainly there in order to help you along with the practice. So if you don't have a guru yet, but you know, this yearning to have a guru, because it's a bit also, it's, you know, it's it's good to have a guru, and who is your guru, and this is my guru, and this and that can also become full, total kind of game. So if you don't have a guru yet, and but you have the yearning to have a guru, and you're looking for a guru, it is really important to know first, when you look in a certain tradition, what is being practiced in that tradition. Because otherwise he might give you practices to do that you can absolutely not relate to. Yeah. So I think we all know, like, the way you progress on the path is first you listen to the teachings. Okay. Then you think about these teachings. Not are they true or are they not true? Because, for example, when we go rebirth and karma and all these kinds of things, how are you going to check if it's true or not true? If you don't believe in it, you say it's not true, but that's not really kind of, again, that doesn't make sense. But why do you have to think about these teachings? Can I relate to these teachings? Can I practice this? Does it generate some joy in my heart? Do I feel attraction to wanting to do these things, or will it just be a kind of, oh well, yeah, I have to do this as well? Yeah. So again, having said this, it can be. It doesn't have to be the whole package. I see that Hila is probably showing us a guru also, but I don't know. It's not quite clear, Hila. So and since I think I don't know you, so then you'll have to let me know who that is. Okay, so this is really important, even just for taking refuge. Like, if you're not a Buddhist and you don't know what the Buddhist teachings are all about, but you want a guru, I mean, it doesn't make sense. And now, because all of you, what I see, I suppose, even the ones I don't know, I suppose you know what Buddhism is all about. Like, the Four Noble Truths, conventional truths, ultimate truths, what refuge is all about. Then after that, it's the time to do pujas. Before it's fun. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it, but then you don't also need to know about the whole thing. You can just very happily sing along, which is not wrong. That's okay, because this is what I did at the beginning. So I did a Copan course, which lasts 1 month, and I found the teachings on negative emotions, purification, and especially bodhicitta very, very attractive. And also the teachings on emptiness, even though I didn't really understand. But I thought that was really quite amazing. The whole rest, like, prayers, prostrations, that was okay because it's physical. But like pujas, things like this, I couldn't really relate to that. But the other side of what I was attracted to was strong enough so that I could accept that other part as well. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah? If you don't, then just say, no, I don't understand what you are saying. Yeah? So you don't need to be able to accept the whole package. And I even had like very, very strong aversion towards Tara Puja, for example, that when I had become a nun, whether I wanted or not, I had to go, But I had already kind of, because I think I'd already done 3 months Vajrasattva retreat, and then I become a nun, and then, but I think it was because the Tara Puja, it was too slow. You know how Tibetans sing. It was all like real cacophony. It was terrible for your ears, and all this. But because I had to go and I had to stay there, slowly, also the aversion kind of disappeared a bit. And also I saw how I was just torturing myself for nothing, because, sitting in a puja, even if you don't like it, I mean, what's the big deal? It's like, why is that so terrible? Our mind can make such a big fuss about something, especially because it doesn't want to do it. Yeah, that we think like, oh, you know, oh, poor me, I have to be there, and as if it will destroy my whole practice, or I don't know the exact thoughts that I was thinking, but I was making it definitely much worse than it actually was. And so after 2 years of torturing myself and feeling resistance towards that puja, other pujas I liked, like, you know, Lama Chöpa I liked from the beginning, Mahakala I liked from the beginning, because also the tunes, and then Lama Chöpa, the cookies and the cakes and the good energy, and everybody was very joyful. A puja has to be very joyful, you know. The whole thing also, don't think Buddhism is that serious and, oh, it's all suffering and it's all about dying and it's all about not getting what we want. It's like, you can bring joy in this whole thing, because why? Because it's also just a projection of the mind. So, but anyway, so after 2 years of sitting there and feeling resistance, I don't know where the thought came from, but all of a sudden I was just thinking, you know, just do it, just let go. And then it was like a dam opening. And since then, and you know, I've been ordained almost 30 years now. Is it already 30 years? Yeah, next year will be 30. Oh my gosh, I'm really old because I was already 40 when I got ordained. Wow, half an eternity. So, so in these 30 years, where of course, you know, I prepare for pujas, I lead pujas, I do pujas. I still don't know exactly how they work, but I know that they do work. And for me, especially, as I said, especially at this time, when with the pandemic, with the, you know, the forests burning in most of the East Coast, if the West Coast, with global warming, with like financial problems, with aggression problems, with all about me and them, you know, it's like even the Swiss government is, you know, the right wing is not wearing masks and the left wing is wearing masks. But at the beginning of this pandemic, when they first said, because Switzerland, we didn't have enough masks, you know, so our government told us it's not good to wear masks for everybody. Only the sick people should wear masks. So we had a right-wing person going to the government, a very right-wing person with a mask. She was sent out, you know, 6 months ago. Yeah, this is how things can change also. Oh, I see, it's the Buddha. Okay, thank you, Hila. So, so this is how things can change, yeah? Now everybody is kind of, we have enough masks, that's one thing. So everybody can wear one, has to wear one if they want. And so now that the left wing is wearing masks, but the right wing is not wearing masks anymore. Even though at the beginning they wanted to wear masks when it was, you know, they said it's not necessary to wear masks. So it's this whole thing. There seems to be a great joy to be against something, you know. And the thing is, to be against something, it is true, it gives us a lot of energy, but it's not a good energy. It's not a quiet energy. It's not a calm and open energy. So, you know, it's okay to be against something if you can really change something. That's fine. Yeah. Then you use all your energy of being you use all your energy of being against something to change whatever you can change. Otherwise, try to be open, try to be calm. And then your life at least is not so difficult, and you're not making the life of people around you so terribly difficult. Yeah, because the whole frustration, most of it is being lived out in families. And if you are a therapist, you might have noticed that aggression in families is actually increasing. And this is very, very sad. You know, I mean, this is the time where you should stick together, where we should work together. So at least at home, we can be relaxed and don't have to be fighting and be aggressive all the time also. So this is what I wanted to say about this whole thing. So if you have a guru, of course, this is wonderful. Then it's the time to look into what is guru devotion. You know, what is my responsibility towards the guru. then it's the time. Before you choose a guru, before you have a guru, then it's really good to see that this guru should have qualities, like, for example, that he or she has tamed body, speech, and mind. Like, meaning tamed in a way that very, how can I explain that? A balanced, happy mother or father would never do anything with body, speech, or mind that would harm their children voluntarily. Do you see what I mean? Yeah, this is what I mean, subdued, you know. But of course, also parents, when they're angry, when they're deluded, when they're confused, they can do harm to their children. But the intention is not there. So if you call somebody a guru, this should be one, you know, the qualities of a guru. Then, of course, the guru should have more qualities than you have. A guru should have determination and perseverance, like not having high expectations how the disciples or the students should work. Okay, so that also, which doesn't mean then you can become lazy and say, oh, he will never give me up anyway, so I can do whatever I want. You know, the guru might not give you up, but they might start to push you, which you don't like. So again, it's a bit, I think guru and parents, like parents who are happy, parents who are well, parents who have the leisure and the time to care about their children, who don't have to spend like, you know, 18 hours a day working in order to buy all the things for their children, but parents who really spend time with the kids and don't just have the interest that their children are well, but also invest their own time in the well-being of their children. Yeah, so that these kind of parents, if the kids are going off a little bit, they would also punish them. They would also scold them. They would also be quite firm about them, because they know that, that the children are not going in the right way. Yeah, so a bit like that. Yeah. So you see, again, this whole thing about the guru, what I noticed when sometimes I don't speak Tibetan, but I speak, you know, a few other languages. So if, for example, a French person came to Dharamsala and doesn't speak English, with most of the translators only can translate into English, I would go and translate for them. So, so what I can see when people talk to their gurus, they tell them everything that they are doing well, kind of thinking that they need to be doing well for the guru. They want appreciation, they want praise, things like that. With the Tibetans, you know, it's like, it's very short. They say, oh yeah, great, but that's it, you know, because otherwise it's like going to the doctor, and let's say you have a stomach ache, and then you go to the doctor and the appointment starts, and you tell the doctor, oh, my heart is working so well, you know, it is so strong, and I have absolutely no problem running for a long time. Like, nobody would do that. Yeah. So when you go and see a guru, the main thing is that you tell the guru if you have problems with your practice. But if you have problems with your practice, it means, you know, you can't expect the guru to explain again and again and again and again and again how to do certain practices. Because especially like now with this Guru Puja, you know, it's, how to say, it's, yeah, it is a very profound practice. Maybe profound is not the right word. It's very, very complex. And these kind of practices, you learn about them as you are doing them. If you want to know about these things, like, yeah, we will go through the puja now, you know, in this next hour and a half, and I will explain a few things that I can explain, even if you don't have highest yoga tantric vows. You really learn by doing. But if you kind of go like, oh, I don't have this and I don't have that, and nobody explains it to me, there's very good commentaries on these things. Like, for example, on Guru Puja, wonderful commentaries by His Holiness the Dalai Lama, which is called The Union of Bliss and Emptiness. So if you take the time to read this commentary, and then whatever you don't understand in the commentary, then you go and ask your guru, this point I don't understand, and this point I don't understand. You see, because otherwise it becomes a bit like consuming, right? It's like, yeah, if somebody explains it to me, then I will do. If nobody explains it to me, then I will not do. And especially, we're starting with the most complicated puja anyway here. We could have started with something a bit more simple. And Guru Puja is the most complicated of the regular pujas that one is doing, because everything is built in. But once you have understood the structure of a sadhana or a puja, then kind of, then slowly, it starts to make sense. Can please somebody who is doing pujas and stuff like this affirm this? Because I need, I'm not a guru. I can't influence your mind so much. So I need the affirmation of others who have experience. Yeah. How did it go with you? For those who are doing pujas already, how do you relate to it? Can you write the name, please? Which name?
Of the commentary, of the Dalai Lama commentary.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to write it, or Tomer? Do you want to write it? It's called The Union of Bliss and Emptiness. I hope it's still available. The Union of Bliss and Emptiness, right? Because this is what Tantra is all about. It's the union of bliss and emptiness. So in order to understand what this means, you need to know the sutra teachings. Yeah, you need to know what is emptiness. You need to know what is being practiced. You need to know, why am I not blissful? Because the natural bliss in my mind is covered by negative emotions. Then you need to learn, okay, how do I get rid of negative emotions? Or how do what are the antidotes to those negative emotions? And all these kinds of things. Yeah. His Holiness Commentary on Guru Puja. Yes, this is it. That's the name of that book. But now again, you should read it with a wish to attain enlightenment and possible having highest yoga tantric vows. Of course, the book is freely available. Of course, everybody can read it, but I think it even says it at the beginning of the commentary. This is not to play around. This is not for intellectual knowledge. This is information if you really want to do the practice, and then if you take the time to do the practice. Now, of course, Guru Puja, if there is a center or a group nearby, it doesn't have to be a center, by the way. It can just be a group of people who are interested. If you have that nearby, then you do it in a group. You do it twice a month, on the 10th and on the 25th of the Tibetan month. Then again, you can say, oh, how do I know when is the 10th and the 25th of the Tibetan month? Well, excuse me, we have the internet. And the same way as I Googled today, when is the Jewish New Year? And I found out it's on the 18th. You will find out on the Google when is the Tibetan 10th and 25th. You can actually download Tibetan calendars on your telephone. Now, doing the puja alone at home is not necessary if you don't have highest yoga tantric vows. If you do have, again, Smadal, this is for the Gelugs, okay? Because the Gelugs are very strict with this. So I'm kind of talking Gelug way. Smadal is more Kagyu, so they're a bit more relaxed about that. The Gelugs are quite strict. They're kind of, yeah. But again, no, I don't know why, but this is it. I think it's just for protection also. So, and not to lose your practice also. This is one thing, it's like, it's a good way if you are not so, if your karma is not so strong that when you come back from India after having been there a few months, because there you do it anyway, you go to Tushita twice a month, you do the puja with them, even though they can't sing properly and all this, doesn't matter, but it becomes a habit because everybody is doing it. But when you come back to the West, it's very easy to lose that, and then it looks like a burden, or like it's like, you know, that it's heavy and all this. But if you are in the, usually if you have taken color chakra initiation and things like this, one of the commitments is to do 6-session Guru Yoga every day, which there is a short version also, and to offer talk twice a month, and which is like, it can be one verse. But the main thing is that you offer something. This is the main thing. And what you also offer, maybe we should finish here with the Guru, before we go into the puja. So for the Guru, do you have questions there? Or is it all clear? Yes, Sigal.
My question is that, to my knowledge, when we talk about the Guru, we're talking about different levels of Guru.
Yes, of course.
And so if you can elaborate a little bit about the internal Guru, do we have to have external Guru to reach to the internal Guru? If you could just talk a little bit about it.
Well, you know, I tell you what, the best Guru is your confidence in your own Buddha nature. If you don't have that connection to this inner Guru, I know you're talking about another Guru probably, if you don't have that connection to your inner Guru, which is our yearning to be good, is our yearning to be kind, it's our yearning to be helpful, and to all beings, not just to a few exclusive ones. If you're not connected to that, if you have zero trust in that, not even the Dalai Lama can help you. Not even the Buddha himself can help you. Yeah. Okay, so this is, you've already found the PDF of the book. Wow. These Israelis, Ute, can you see how efficient they are? It's amazing.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Okay.
I have a question actually.
Huh?
I have a question actually on the Guru.
Yeah, so Sigal, is that because otherwise I don't want to go too much into this other thing, because I don't know. I don't know how to explain this also. Yeah. I have to leave. Who is the iPad? So, oh, okay, bye iPad. Bye, Tommy. Will you be back for the puja or no? Huh? The puja is
What time?
at 6 o'clock your time.
Okay, yes.
Okay, great, perfect.
See you.
Because with Tommy, we did a lot of pujas. We tried to start this once in Haifa, and we did in Smadari's house. Oh, I can hear the baby. Can you show him? Is he there? Sorry, we get. Hey, hi. Wow, look at you. Hi, Yael. Hey, you had your first teaching, and the first teaching is
Yes.
on Buddha devotion. Amazing.
Yes, okay, see you. Sorry.
Okay.
See you later.
Thank you,
Bye.
Tommy. Great. Okay. Okay, now how did we get to this? Oh, about the Israelis, how do you very efficient? So that's that. And the inner Guru. And then, so what I said to Sigal, yeah, there's this, I mean, there's the outer Guru, which is the human being. But then if you have tantric vows, or if you do sadhanas, you always mix these two. Like the deity that you're practicing, be it Tara, medicine Buddha, in this case, is like for the Geluks, is Lama Tsongkhapa, which has Shakyamuni in his heart. Then you try to mix these two things, like the outer Guru, which is the person that you see, like His Holiness the Dalai Lama, or Lama Zopa Rinpoche, or Gachin Rinpoche. And then, but you try to see these people, humans, not as ordinary human beings, but that we have the karma that we perceive them as ordinary human beings, but actually they are Tara or the medicine Buddha, Chenresi, Gyamantaka, or whatever. And I think psychologically, if you start to get to know pujas quite well, yeah, if you feel comfortable with reciting these things, you know what you are reciting, even if it's Tibetan, slowly you start to see, through experience, you start to see how psychologically very clever they are built up. That it's all to work with our own mind. Yeah, because you see, the human guru, he's too close. We see too many mistakes and too many faults, and with our mind who's always criticizing and this and that, he's too human. So we don't actually make requests. I don't want to say pray. We're not praying to the guru. We're making requests. We're asking for something. And we're not asking for, please give me $1 million. We are asking for, please inspire me to be able to practice properly. Yeah. These kind of things. Please give me, please bless me that I can realize the stages on this path. This is what we are asking for. This is what we are requesting. Yeah. And we know that we can be influenced by people a lot. You know, we can be influenced by negative people who are criticizing all the time. We had great faith and we're very joyful about something. Somebody comes and says, this is really meaningful and it's stupid. And then we lose our joy, and somebody else can come and be very joyful about something like this. And you see, this outer guru is there in order for us to wake up our own guru, so that we can become good Buddhas. Not that he will not remain our guru for the rest of time. We will become the guru. Then the outer guru, inner guru, then it is all the same. Yeah, but we need the outer guru as an example. So, we have a cat also listening, 2 cats probably listening to the teaching. You might have 3 cats because Karo's cat might be there too. Bailey's might be there. Then there's Frida, and what's the other one name? Bailey is not there. Okay.
Ilya.
Yeah, right. Okay, so when these gurus come, when we are able to unite these gurus, then what we do, if you have highest yoga tantric vows, you absorb them into you so that we become aware at the beginning, just intellectually, you know, my mind, the guru's mind, the Buddha's mind, all is one. So this is the most important thing, this unification. Yeah. Not to see them as separate from the mind. So when we think this is blasphemy, you know, how can the Buddha not be separate from my mind? Well, excuse me, if I go in the street and I go for a walk and I see dog caca, that is also not separate from my mind. Okay? This is also like the projection on the dog caca as being disgusting and horrible and this is my mind who is saying disgusting and horrible. You know, the dog, another dog, he sniffs at it, and he, you know, if it's so disgusting, he wouldn't go and sniff at it. A fly probably finds it very attractive and goes and sits on it and feeds on it. So this is it. So the outer guru, inner guru, and all this, what your mind makes of this is what it becomes. They also not existing from their own side. Is that okay, Sigal? Yeah. But otherwise, you know, when you talk about outer guru, inner guru, drops, dakini, and all this, I am not familiar enough with that to give explanation. You'd have to ask somebody else. Ute, do you still have your question?
No, you just answered it.
Okay.
It was more connected to the lineage, because if you have one person outer guru, it's all one, isn't it, in the lineage?
Huh?
In the lineage of all the gurus, isn't it that, you know, you have one outer guru, you have, like, I have Lama Lundrup or had Lama Lundrup, but it doesn't make, or it's not important because it's all in one lineage.
Well, they all come from the Buddha.
Yeah, it transforms into the consciousness of one. Really.
Yeah, and you know, in the Tibet, like sometimes also they say, oh, we shouldn't go to those teachings because not your school and all this. I think people should make their own decision. I wouldn't, as a beginner, I wouldn't go to too many teachings of all 4 schools, especially when it talks about meditation and the nature of the mind, because they seem contradicting. They're not contradicting once you know the teaching really well. But otherwise you might get a little bit confused about this whole thing. Yeah. But you know, when Gachin Rinpoche is in Israel, although my root guru is a Gelug, I go very happily to his teachings. It's absolutely not a problem. But I also know the difference between, you know, the Kargil teachings and the Gelug teachings. So maybe that might be quite helpful. Maybe also like the students also should have qualities. This is also good to know, because you know, it's not just the taking, it's also, we also need to do something from our own side. So we have to be open and honest. And this honesty comes from practicing mindfulness, awareness, to really see how my mind works, to really see what is like just an excuse, what is just, you know, kind of thinking that I'm really realized, and what it is. To know the teachings, to apply them, and to see where I still have a lot of problems, to put them into practice. Yeah, this kind of honesty, not to be ashamed, not having to hide anything, not criticizing others, but just to be able to open yourself towards the guru, because otherwise, again, it's like, you go to the doctor. If I go to the doctor with a bad liver, I was an alcoholic. If I'm not saying that I used to drink a lot of alcohol and I just go and complain about my liver, then, you know, I'm not helping the doctor to find the cause. So this is it. Now, of course, you can say, oh, but, you know, the guru is a Buddha, therefore he's omniscient, so he knows everything. You know, they are not manifesting these kind of qualities so openly. So I don't know. And also they're still, you know, they're in a human body, having a human life, having a certain lifestyle. So I remember when here in Switzerland, they wanted to buy a big house for the center, which would have cost like 4.5 million of Swiss francs. And they asked somebody like a Rinpoche, and he said, yeah, of course, very good. So they came back and said, oh yeah, he said, very good. I said, did you tell him that we have no money? So he said, no. They said, no. So then it's like, come on, you have to be practical also, you know, like the guru doesn't have a magic wand and then he just, he says, yes, buy the center, and you go ahead and buy it for $4.5 million and you can't pay the mortgage. It's like, yeah, so they cannot perform miracles also. So you have to be open and not to be afraid to say where your shortcomings are. You have to be realistic, kind of, to be able to distinguish between right and wrong, you know. So how can you get that? Is by, again, studying the teachings, the whole of the Buddhist teachings, especially the Four Noble Truths, really in depth, especially the two truths. Yeah, I mean, this is all of Buddhism is what this is. Yeah, it's like the basis, the what's it called? Basis, the path, and the results. This should be very firm in your mind what this is. Shall I test you? Can you tell me what this is? The basis, the path, and the result. If you don't know, you're not fit to receive these teachings. Ha, ha, ha. No, I'm just pulling your legs. If I tell you, you will remember. But this is something that, you know, when I say, what's the definition of the mind? Then you say clear knowing. So the same thing, basis, path, result should come like this. Anybody wants to give it a try?
Bodhicitta?
What is that? So it's three different things: basis, path, result.
You're talking about the Four Noble Truths?
This is, see now, this is Israeli. Before they give me an answer, to be sure that they're not wrong, they kind of start to test. Oh, you know, is it about the Four Noble Truths? It's not the Four Noble Truths. No, it's the basis, it's the path, and it's the result. Oh, it's so cruel, isn't it?
But the basis is the dukkha, no?
Exactly.
Exactly, is it? No, yeah, well, it can be, but not in this case. When you take these three things, basic, the basis, path, and the result, it's not dukkha. Where's Leora Kenneth? She disappeared, look. Leora, did you go hide? You have to open the mic.
I'm sharing with Sami this screen. That's why I disappear from time to time.
Okay, so Leora?
Buddha nature, the two truth.
Okay, I'll help you, okay? The basis, the two truths, conventional truths. So all of you were somehow right, okay? But not completely right. So the basis is like the two truths, conventional truths and ultimate truth. You need to know from the beginning that there is two levels of existence, but that they are one entity, but they're not the same. Okay, so this is Sunday evening Geshe-ma. Okay, that she is explaining that. Then the path could be what? Now maybe you know. Huh? The path. If the basis that we need to understand is the two truths, so the path would mean the means to understand this basis, because that's what we need to understand is the basis. That's all we need to do. To understand that these two levels of existence, which are not separate, but not the same. See, it sounds very easy, but it's not. So how do we understand these things? By practicing.
6 perfections.
Meditating, contemplating.
No, yeah, it's not totally wrong. No, method and wisdom.
Well, in my book there is
or compassion and wisdom.
Yeah.
Okay. In order to understand ultimate truth, you need wisdom. In order to the conventional truth, you need the methods or the compassion. What is the result of having practiced compassion and wisdom?
I'm gonna see if I'm gonna try to be wrong 3 times in a row.
Okay. Don't worry.
The mind and body of a Buddha.
Yes, very good. Thank you, Tomet.
Yes.
The Rupakaya, which is the form body of a Buddha, and the Dharmakaya, which is the mind of a Buddha. Okay. So this is the whole thing, actually. And it's good to know what is the basis. What are we working with conventional truth and with ultimate truth? How do we do that? By practicing compassion, or method is maybe a better word, because also impermanence goes into the method, karma goes into the method, and wisdom, which is all about understanding emptiness. What will be the result of practicing this will be the Rupakaya, like the Nirmanakaya and Sambhogakaya, and from conventional truth and from the compassion side or method side, and the Dharmakaya from the wisdom side. Okay? So this is, when I say to have the capacity to understand right from wrong, which is the duty of a student, is you need to be able to understand what will lead me to this result of Rupakaya, Dharmakaya. Yeah. Okay. To need to understand what is really Dharma. I mean, this huge question that we discussed when Geshe Pema Dorje was teaching. What is Dharma practice? Is it sitting down and doing pujas or what? Yeah. Okay. You need to have a yearning for teachings and for you to do the practice, and you need to have respect for the teacher, and you need to listen with the right motivation. And the right motivation, there's these 3 cups. which are the wrong motivation. Does that ring a bell somewhere? One is upside down, nothing goes in. One has holes. Most of us, I think, are this kind of cup, isn't it? Like it goes in, all this pure nectar comes pouring in, and then we keep forgetting it right away. And then that's okay, because we're not doing it on purpose. And we're not repeating maybe often enough, except for now with the Zoom. Now we have a lot of repetition with the teachings. And then but the worst one is the one who has already a flavor in it. That would be the wrong motivation, in order to impress others that we know so much, in order to earn money with it, in order to destroy actually the views of Buddhism. So in order to destroy a view, you need to know what kind of view it is, so that you can come with different arguments. That would be totally the wrong motivation. So like this. So this is kind of maybe guru-disciple relationship a little bit. Again, if you read the Lamrim, you have a whole section on guru devotion. What you need is like respect and devotion. And the devotion you get when you see their kindness, that imagine how kind they are. I mean, where would we, because most of you now that are here, I think you're Dharma practitioners. If you just think, where would we be without these methods that has been given to us through our gurus? Yeah. If we would have had them just from a book, we would not be where we are. Definitely not. And I mean where we are, in good terms, not in a negative way. Yeah. So they share this knowledge with us. It is so kind. I mean, it's incredibly kind. They could go off into nirvana and have a very good time. And what are they trying to do? They're trying to kind of to help us on this path. Then the devotion. That's the devotion. Then the respect you develop by seeing their qualities. Yeah. So for that, again, one of the qualities, of course, is the knowledge, and the other quality is like this tireless sharing their knowledge with you. Whether you like them or dislike them, whether you're interested, whether you fall asleep, whether you write messages on your telephone while they're teaching or not. All they just continue to teach you. So that's wonderful. Hi, Nomi. Okay. Shall we go to the puja, or do you still have questions? Okay. So what goes with the offerings also? If you have a question, because now I can't see you anymore. Can you see the screen? You need to say, because I can't see you. Yeah, okay. So I took away the cake so that you can see this row of offerings. So that also goes with it, especially in the Gelug tradition, because when you do Guru Puja, you practice the 4 main highest yoga tantric deities of the Gelug tradition. And because the offerings are done according to Heruka, you have, instead of usually 2 waters, you have 4 waters, okay? So you have water for drinking, water for washing, water for rinsing the mouth, and water for sprinkling the ground. Then, like with the other sense offerings, you have flowers, incense, light, perfume, food. Music is not represented because it's not a visual object. Yeah. So this is what goes on the altar. Then what also goes on it, which I don't know if here. It's these 2 substances. It's called bala and madana, and it's meat and alcohol. So that might sound very, very strange, especially, vegan, vegetarian, this and that. So, but it's symbolic, because at the time of the Buddha, most of his followers were Brahmins. And for a Brahmin, if you give him meat and alcohol, it's like giving to us pee and caca. I mean, this was totally out. And the whole thing about Tantra is to transform our ordinary view of good and bad. delicious and disgusting, and all these kinds of things. So this is, you know, when they were doing this, probably at the time of the Buddha, these Brahmins really had to show their accomplishments of being able to taste these two substances here, this alcohol, and this is, you know, very little bits of meat. You know, for the vegans, do I really have to offer them? I don't know. Some lamas say yes, some lamas say no. Definitely, the lamas would say, if you are somewhere in a Theravadic Buddhist tradition, monastery or whatever, please don't, because they don't understand these practices. Yeah, sometimes also they're called the secret substances. So for us, it has a little bit lost the meaning of it, because, you know, what to do. Like some people are not disgusted by meat, and some people are definitely not disgusted by alcohol. Here, you know, I mean, you can be happy that's not the Nyingma tradition, because there you drink whole glasses of wine, and you know, they bring whole sausages. Here with us, it's only small pieces. So again, but it goes with lama, with tzog, not just with the Guru Puja, but when we offer tzog, this goes with it. Okay, does that make sense? So please, if you don't understand, don't criticize it. If you in your mind go, oh, I'm definitely not going to do that, fine, absolutely no problem. But try not to criticize it, and try to understand the meaning behind it. All right? Clear? Okay, now, if you don't mind, we go into what the puja is, and we go through it very quickly. And as we do it then at your part, 6 o'clock, here it's 5 o'clock. I will, because Sigal asked if it will be recorded. From my side, you can definitely record it. But the thing is, I will give some explanations also. So I don't know, you know, if you wanted to have just as a recording so that you can chant with it along, you might not want the explanations, because where it's good to meditate, we will stop and meditate. So, but you can definitely record it if you want. Okay, so after having made the altar, then of course you do 3 prostrations, you sit down, and before you start, you actually really check your motivation. Okay, do I need to make it maybe a little bit bigger? Huh? Is that big enough? Okay, now I can see you again. Okay, so like with any other practice, you start by taking refuge. Yeah, and it's not just refuge, it's also bodhicitta. So I will just go through it, but if you have a question or if there's something that is not clear, please just interrupt me, okay? I will not every time kind of go, do you understand? Is it clear? La, 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 la. Okay? Yeah? And there's many things, if you hear this for the first time, I have to warn you, there is really a lot of things that you will not be able to understand, that because it's very exotic, the whole thing. It can be quite strange. Yeah. But as I said, it takes a long time until you really understand. Because it's not an understanding so much in the head, this whole thing. It's an understanding in the heart. It's an understanding in the heart when you feel moved, when you feel joyful, when you get up from the puja and you feel open and you feel okay, and you feel, you know, this whole always this, not good, that, not good. All of a sudden it falls away. So this, when you have this kind of result, then the puja is well done, because then you will go out into the world as a kind person. Yeah, because when you are well and open, and your heart is open, you're not harming anybody. So that's, for the moment, this is the first thing. And especially what is being done in the Guru Puja is your connection with the Guru. Yeah, to think about the Guru during the whole puja, to offer to the Guru. Like even if we eat the biscuits ourselves afterwards, but you're actually offering them to the Guru or to the Gurus. It doesn't have to be just one. Okay, so refuge, we know, is a wish to get out of samsara as quickly as possible. Why? Because we want to benefit the full other sentient beings. If you're not so familiar with these kind of things, then I'm afraid I cannot go into it. I heard that Karzom has just been talking about, in the Lamrim teachings, he has been teaching the refuge section. So this is what Shachar, I think, told me maybe 2 weeks ago. So then you can listen to him. Then, so this is like Namo Guru Bhya, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharma, Namo Sanghaya. Take refuge in the Guru. Why is the Guru first? Because without the Guru, there would be no proper Buddha for us. There would be no proper Dharma for us. There would be no proper Sangha for us. So we can see, we can benefit from Buddha, Dharma, Sangha because of the Guru, because he has opened the door for us to those 3 jewels. Okay, then it's generating bodhicitta. For the sake of all mother sentient beings, I will become a Guru deity, place all sentient beings in the supreme state of a Guru deity. So here you can see this is definitely a tantric practice, because you will be transforming yourself into the form of a Buddha. And as in Tantra, one takes the result into the path. And for that, you need initiation. In order to get initiation, you need to have taken refuge, like from your heart, officially in your mind, in your heart. Now I am a Buddhist. I will live by Buddhist principles. You probably take pratimoksha vows, like self-liberation vows. You take bodhisattva vows. So in order to take them, you need to know what they are. And then you will also, if it's highest yoga tantra, you will take tantric vows. Okay, so the bodhicitta here, this is, I will transform myself into a Guru deity, meaning into a Buddha, like we dissolve ordinary view of me, this is me and nothing different, nothing else. We dissolve it into emptiness. Out of this emptiness, then not yet, but afterwards, we arise as a deity. Here is just the intention. Why is that? For the benefit of all sentient beings. Then the special bodhicitta, quickly, this is why I'm practicing Tantra, so that quickly, not because we are too lazy to go the long path of sutra teachings, but because we see how beings are suffering and we want to be of benefit to them, like right now. Okay. So then when we have generated this special bodhicitta, we see that we're not able to do this in the form we are. So then we dissolve everything into emptiness. And then you arise as a Buddha. Yeah, again, this we will meditate upon. This I will give you time to meditate, to dissolve, and then to arise. If you have Yamantaka initiation, this would be the moment where you visualize yourself as Yamantaka. 1 head, 2 arms, 2 legs, not the normal one. Otherwise, just any initiation you have, any yidam, any Buddha that you feel connected to. Then we need to bless the offerings. We transform them into emptiness. We realize they appear as ordinary offerings, but they are empty by nature, and their function is to generate special transcendental wisdom of bliss and emptiness in the minds of the Buddhas. Now is the actual practice. So we visualize the merit field, and that can be really complicated. I'll show you how the Skeluk merit field would look, if I can find it somewhere. I don't know why I can't open these all at the same time. Okay, this I have to make it smaller. Can you see the merit field? Okay. I don't know why it's so dark, but I don't know how to make it brighter here. Anyway.
Anila, I think, Anila, I'm not sure we're seeing, I see just a
picture?
A folder.
You
no,
see
not a picture,
photograph?
a folder.
Huh?
No, a folder with the, I see the
so
folder.
It's good, thank you. So you're not seeing the right thing. Now?
Yes.
Okay.
Now we see.
Okay, so now I make it a bit bigger. So here you have many beings. So you have three categories of lineage lamas. These are at his right side is Maitreya with the lineage lamas of method, compassion. Here is Nagarjuna, here is Maitreya, and here is Manjushri. This is wisdom, this is method, this is lineage lamas of the tantric view. Then you have Lama Tsongkhapa with in his heart Shakyamuni Buddha, and in the heart of Shakyamuni Buddha, you can see him here. Oh, in the heart of Shakyamuni Buddha, I can't make it any bigger. Maybe here I can. Wait. Yeah. Here. So this is the main figure. This is supposed to be your guru in the form of Lama Tsongkhapa, yeah, with the yellow hat. Then in his heart is Shakyamuni Buddha. In the heart of Shakyamuni Buddha is Vajradhara, is Shakyamuni Buddha as he was giving tantric teachings. Then, now we have to make it smaller again. Then underneath are sitting, these four Gelug tantric deities, which is Yamantaka, this is Guya Samaja, this is Heruka, this is Hevajra. And here your other gurus in their ordinary form. Okay, like as you know them as human beings. The ones who are dead, I think they're sitting on clouds, as far as I know, and the other ones are sitting on cushions. So I'm just giving you this information, but then don't get crazy and think, I'll be never able to do that. Of course you won't be able to do that. Just so that you know what one actually visualizes. Then is the four classes of tantric deities, Charya Tantra, Kriya Tantra, or the other way around, Yoga Tantra, highest Yoga Tantra, the 1,000 Buddhas of this eon. Then I don't know what those are, quite honestly, because then is the Pratyeka Buddha, the Pratyeka Buddhas here, the Shravaka Buddhas, the Dakinis, the Dharma protectors, and the four guardians of the four directions. Okay. So I showed you the picture so that you know how it kind of looks. And now we go back into the text. I think I have to open it twice so that you can see it. So all this here is actually described. Yeah, vast space, individual bliss and emptiness. Is the tree that you saw, then sits my root guru, kind in three ways, nature all Buddhas, as saffron robed monk with this yellow hat, he looks a bit like an ordinary human being, but he's made out of light. Then his hands, in what way? Then in his head, here, in your heart sits the operating Lord, powerful Vajradhara, with one face, two arms, blue body. Where is the Buddha? Doesn't say anything about the Buddha here. Funny, yeah? Then you delight in the play again, always simultaneously, the union of bliss and emptiness. This is what we want to attain. Okay, then it says who else is there? And then he has a body mandala, which I'm not supposed to explain to people who don't have highest yoga tantric practices, which I'm quite happy that I don't have to explain it, because it's very extensive, okay? So if you do these practices, you will know, you will have it in your sadhana, who sits where, especially if you do Vajragini and these kind of things. So, and the ones who don't know, that means you're not doing these sadhanas, so you don't need to know. You can still, we will be singing all this in Tibetan, so you can still very happily sing along, because with a good motivation, because of the power of the practice, it still creates a lot of good energy. Then, so we have the visualization in front of us, but you can also just visualize Lama Tsongkhapa, or if you are in another tradition like Padmasambhava, Guru Rinpoche, or sometimes I think they just visualize Guru Vajradhara, I'm not sure. So another tradition. Just visualize what your ordinary merit field is. Yeah, so that's fine. And this main figure is your guru that you mix. It's not just an image, it's not just a fantasy. The same way as we can close our eyes and visualize our partner, our mother, our father, and we have a feeling when this comes up, the same way one visualizes this merit field. And on top of it, because they're all Buddhas, with the conviction, now they are there. Now, then, because we're still human beings, so we still don't think that they are there. So we invite the energy, like the wisdom beings, to absorb into them. So an exact duplicate of what we have visualized comes and absorbs into them. So then this is Om Guru Buddha Bodhisattva Dhammapala Saparevari Yahi Zahum Bam Ho. They approach, they come on top of it, they sink into it, and they become inseparably one. The wisdom beings, those are the ones we invoke from their natural abodes, and the commitment beings become non-dual. Then what one always does with the merit field is the 7 limbs. And the 7 limbs, we totally underestimate the power of them. Because if your mind is fully there, you create so much positive energy and you purify so much negative karma by just creating these 6 different mind states. Yeah. 6, because like requesting the teachings and to remain is a respect kind of mind state. And here, usually it's just one line for each of these mind states. Here it's done very extensively. So first you have the limb of prostration, which is appreciation, respect that you show. It's a beautiful mind who bows. You know, you don't have to bow physically. That's okay. The main thing is that you bow with your mind, that you appreciate the presence of the Guru and the Buddhas. And, you know, not just in the head, but you really feel it like, oh, I'm so fortunate. Try to think that now. Think about your Guru, you know, and think that your Guru is there in whatever form, doesn't really matter. Guru is always there. And you think like, oh, I'm so fortunate, not just to have this person, but that myself, that I am open to receive these teachings. I mean, and then look, what does it do to you? It totally opens up your heart. You know, if we would have a habit that whenever it gets tight and difficult, we would think like that, hey, the Guru is always there. And then say, hey, Guru, I'm having a problem here. Please inspire me, give me some wisdom what to do or something like this. You know, then you're not in the panic anymore. Then you're in the requesting mood and in the connection mood. Yeah. Okay, so we prostrate. You can, of course, visualize prostrating to the Guru in different forms. So this goes a little bit in the direction what Sigal was asking, these different Gurus. So we have the Guru in the Sambhogakaya, and then we have the Guru in the Nirmanakaya. This is how we see him, like the Sambhogakaya is the way we see the deities. The Nirmanakaya is how the Guru, we see him, the Dalai Lama, or, you know, Gachin Rinpoche, Lama Zopa Rinpoche, all the other Gurus. By the way, a Guru doesn't have to be Rinpoche, right? A Guru is somebody that you are able to see as a Buddha, and somebody that you allow the person to guide you. That whatever the person says, you do with trust and confidence that this is the right thing for you. And so there is no doubt that choosing a Guru has to go with checking the Guru, whether this Guru is really a Guru or just an imposter and just wanting your body and your money and your, you know, just wanting to become famous. This is your job as a disciple. Is that clear? Yeah. And that's the difficult part, you know, don't be just fascinated by somebody. Check, what is the person saying? Does it make sense? Is it Buddhism? Does it kind of, could I practice this? Is it realistic what the person says? Yeah, something like that. Don't be kind of blinded by brocades and high thrones and many disciples and these kinds of things. Yeah. The Guru is not a pop star. Okay, so that's the Nirmanakaya, the way we see him. Then the Dharmakaya, his mind, of course, with absolute, totally developed compassion, wisdom, skillful means and equanimity, fearless, and then the Guru as a manifestation of the three rare sublime ones, and the Guru as a manifestation of all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So again, creates, because the Guru is such a powerful object, if you say these verses with appreciation, wow, it creates so much positive energy, so much trust and so much faith. Then the second limb in the 7 limbs, of course, is the offerings. So the first verse, sometimes people make mudras here, but you don't make mudras here because it's just saying, hello, Guru, please wake up. I am going to offer you now. In case he fell asleep because we're so slow. And some things have been inserted by Lama Zopa Rinpoche. This is not Chocho, that's even much longer, but still there's some things that have been added. We will probably leave them out. Or we can say it. I mean, again, this mantra is to increase the offerings that you have made, to remember emptiness here by the power of the truth, Again, here it says the great wealth of the completed 2 types of merits, compassion and wisdom, and the pure and inconceivable sphere of phenomena. Because everything is empty, the Guru, the Buddhas can receive your offerings. Not, yes, they're empty, but still they can receive it. That would not be the right approach. If they would not be empty, the Gurus and the Buddhas could not receive your offerings. Yeah. So that's important. So then you start to understand the true truth, the 2 levels, that they are one entity, but not separate. Okay, then we start the actual offering. So here it says it's the 4 waters. So because the 4 waters, as I was showing you on the altar, is according to Heruka. When you do Heruka or Vajrayogini practice, it's always 4 waters. It's not just 2, like with other things. Why? I don't really know. Because as I said, for the Geluks, they have 4 main deities, yeah? Heruka, also we start Yamantaka, Heruka, Vajra, and Guhya Samaja. So the way you see the Guru with the deities inside his body is according to the Guhya Samaja lineage or way of practicing. The 4 waters has to do with Heruka. You yourself, at the beginning of the puja, you manifest yourself as Yamantaka. Yeah, what Vajra is doing, I don't know, to be honest. But also, usually, Vajra is not practiced so much. I don't know if it's getting lost a bit or what, but Heruka, Yamantaka, and Guhya Samaja is practiced a lot in the Gelug tradition. So those are the 4 main deities. And when you do Guru Puja, you insert something from their sadhana inside the Guru Puja. So here, present you oceans, clouds. Where are we? I got lost a bit. Outer offerings. Okay. Flow gently 4 streams of purifying nectar. So it's the 4 waters. The first offering. Then is flowers. Then is incense. Then is then is lamps, then is perfume, then is food, and then here is music, and then you offer the 5 sense objects, which is form, sound, smell, taste, and touch. Okay, then afterwards you offer the whole universe, which is a short mandala. You can insert the long mandala if you want. This absolutely is not a mistake. We usually do here in the center, but because the text is not in it, then we won't do. So we just do the short one. It's kind of a medium one. It's the one with 23 heaps, I think. Yeah. And then you make a request. So after having offered all these things, then, we have given something. Now we make a request. And so may I and all sentient beings meet the teachings of the victorious one, Losang Japa. So this is Lama Tsongkhapa. Again, if you belong to the Kaigi or the Nyingma tradition, this might sound disrespectful, but then you just, you just insert Guru Rinpoche. for example, or Padmasambhava, yeah, or Losang Japa. I mean, again, like also other schools, they say like Lama Tsongkhapa has the most refined explanation of emptiness. I don't know. I'm not refined enough to be able to distinguish. I'm not scholarly and learned enough to exactly know what the differences are. But we are asking that you can also say the Buddha, you know, and all sentient beings meet the teachings of the Buddha. But then you might end up in a Theravada, in a Pali tradition. If you want that, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with this. Yeah? But the more you know where your home is, the more in the next life, when you do these kind of rituals and practices, the more you will be reborn in that home again, so that you can continue with the practice. So again, you know, if you practice all kinds of different things and you mix them together, because Ute was asking about lineage a bit. Lineage is quite important because that lineage is your home. It doesn't mean that you cannot take from other lineages, but this is your main lineage. This is the lineage that suits you. So then it's good for next lives also, because I know that in this life I will not attain enlightenment. So, but the next life I can continue with the practice. So this is why it says, you know, we have made all these offerings. May I and all sentient beings meet the teachings of the victorious one, Losang Japa, who lived an eminent life endowed with pure morality. That's the main thing, that we end up with people who live a life with pure morality, with a brave heart in doing the Bodhisattva's extensive deeds, and the yoga of the two stages, the essence of which is the transcendental wisdom and non-dual bliss and emptiness. Okay, so this is, we request that we can be reborn in that lineage again in our next life. Now we don't need to request because we're already there. But what is important is next lives. Okay, then we offer more things here. We're still in the limb of offering. This is, we offer our practice, the delightful garden, you know, as if our practice is a delightful garden, 1,000-petaled lotuses and so on. Beautified with all kinds of flowers, worldly and transcendent virtues, like the worldly virtue of practicing generosity with the Red Cross or something like that, and the transcendent virtues, thinking that these offerings were empty. I am empty, the offerings are empty of inherent existence, the one who receives the offering is empty. So that's why worldly and transcendent virtues of the three doors of myself and others, emitting some mantra about our offerings, so we make them even more big, and in order, you know, and laden with the fruits. And now is the practice that we're having, the three trainings. What are the three trainings? Ethic, concentration, wisdom, the two stages. Generation and completion stage, the 5 paths. This you should know. The philosopher is there from your group. I don't see you, so I don't know. Is there really nothing coming with the 5 paths? Path of accumulation, preparation, seeing, meditation, normal learning. Okay? So this is why, you know, these are the practices. And we offer them as if they would be a wonderful garden. Does it make sense? Are you still with me, by the way? Shall I close this and look at you? Are you still with me?
Yes, yeah? Yes. Could you
Yes.
repeat, please, about the last few sentences?
Which one?
The 2 passes, the 5 pass, the 2 something and the 3 something.
The 3 trainings. Well, the 3 trainings, I would have to look it up. But in general, the 3 trainings are the 3 higher trainings: ethical conduct, concentration, wisdom. But it could also be the trainings like the vows. Yeah, the Pratimoksha vows, Bodhisattva vows, Tantric vows. I'm not sure. You can use both. And then what was the other one? The 2 stages: generation stage, completion stage from the Tantric practice, and the 5 paths, path of accumulation, path of preparation, path of seeing, path of meditation, path of normal learning. Okay?
Yes.
You can, if you want to add something, you can add the 10 levels of a bodhisattva. You can also add that. This is like the whole, what we need to practice in order to attain full Buddhahood. Okay, so this is the, these are the offerings. Then it continues with inner offering. So again, I'm not going to tell you what is in the inner offering. If you do highest yoga tantric practices, then you should know, because from your sadhana. If you don't know, then you don't need to know. But in short, again, I'm still trying to give you something without breaking here the vows of giving explanation to people who don't have vows. It's something liquid and it's something solid. Okay, it's liquids and solids. This is why I offer a drink of Chinese tea. The 5 hooks, 5 lamps. So it's also 5. So it is, what we offer is something again that is transformed. And what we should transform through our practice, we should transform our 5 contaminated aggregates into the 5 Buddha families, and our 5 poisons into the 5 Buddha wisdoms. This is what is inside this. Okay, that's what is the inner offering. There's a pill in here, a little pill you can get in a Buddhist in a Tibetan Buddhist temple, which has these 5 liquid substances and the 5 solid substances. It's little pills that are blessed. You put them in alcohol, and then when you do this, you will see the gesture that I will make. Yeah, when you do this, then you hold it up like this, and then you offer it. And again, what are you offering? Bliss and emptiness. Now, this you probably have not understood if you never heard it. For some people who have heard explanations, it might have become a bit clearer. But I'm not going to say more about this, okay? Secret offering. I offer illusion-like wisdom mothers of useful splendor, the union of bliss and emptiness, yin and yang, the union of male and female. Yeah, this is the union of consort. In highest yoga tantra, there is a consort also. Yeah, there's a male deity, there's a female deity. Has nothing to do with ordinary sex. It's the union of bliss, which is male, and emptiness, which is female. So this is what we're offering. We're offering consorts here. Yeah, slender and skilled in the 64 arts of love, but not ordinary kind of sex stuff. A host of beautiful messenger dakinis, field-born, mantra-born, and simultaneously born. So you might have heard the word dakinis. Those are female, almost Buddhas, you know, very, very close. Some are field-born, means actually like, for example, Kandrala. She is supposed to be a dakini. Mantra-born, those are the ones that we can't see. Simultaneously born, those are the ones who are on the path of, I think, meditation or something like this. Yeah. Again, if all this, if you really want to have detailed explanation on all this, the union of bliss and emptiness in the book, it's all there. You know, what exactly is a field-born dakini, what is a mantra-born one, what is a simultaneously born one. But if you don't know exactly, but if you know what emptiness is all about, and if you have bodhicitta, but you don't know exactly what a field-born kind of dakini is, it doesn't matter. Okay, not knowing what these are exactly is not hindering your full enlightenment. What is hindering that we are a Buddha is that we don't understand emptiness, or we don't perceive it directly, we don't have compassion for all beings. That is the hindrance. That is what we want to develop. Then the suchness offering, this is about emptiness. So we offer supreme ultimate bodhicitta. So we need to know what this is. Yeah, unobstructed, great transcendental wisdom, simultaneous with bliss. The sphere free from elaboration, the nature of all phenomena, spontaneous and indivisible, beyond thought and expression, supreme ultimate bodhicitta I offer to you. So, you know, If you are very materialistic, you can go, how can you offer emptiness? It's like offering nothing. Yeah. No, it's like offering the full thing. It's like you offer your understanding of emptiness. Yeah, at least, you know, when you offer this, when you do this verse, at least it makes you think about emptiness. Then medicine and service, that's very nice verse also. To cure the 404 diseases caused by delusions. Sometimes they say it's 84,000. I offer all kinds of wholesome medicine, and I offer myself as a servant to please you. Please keep me in your service as long as space endures. Okay? Then if you have Bodhisattva and Tantric vows, we will not have enough time to go, what are they? Because also it's not the right place to do this. The Bodhisattva vows, you can find them on the internet. The Tantric vows you cannot, but this is to renew them if you have taken them. If you haven't taken them, I wouldn't just take them like this, just with a verse. I would try to take them with a master. Like again, His Holiness the other day on the 4th, he was teaching on the 37 practices of a Bodhisattva. So again, that morning, he started by giving this aspirational Bodhisattva vow kind of thing. Yeah, so, and he's giving it's already the second time in this, during the pandemic that he's giving that. So what he is giving is not really the vows, but like a firm determination, I will work on bodhicitta. So it's something between aspirational bodhicitta and engaging bodhicitta. It's like to strengthen that, yes, this is the right thing for me to do. This is what I want to do. And then you say these verses here. That's what he usually does, you know, 3 times. You repeat after him this verse. And if you have Bodhisattva vows, it's really good to recite this 3 times in the morning also. Then you think that whatever has been broken has been restored, whatever has not been broken has been put back. Irit, you have a question? I see that you were leaning forward. No? Okay. These are the tantric vows. So then, of course, if you don't have them, you don't have to say it. If you have them, it's really good because it's kind of what it says in the what you do in the 6th session Guru Yoga. What is explained there. This is basically kind of keeping these tantric vows. We will probably, when we do the puja, for those people who have these vows, we will just repeat it once. Because it's very good to do. Okay. Then comes, okay, so you're still with me? Yeah, we have done 2 limbs only until now. We have done the limb of prostration, the limb of offering. Now is the 3rd limb, which is confession. Now each of these limbs has just 1 verse. And it's good to generate the mind of regretting, taking refuge, generating bodhicitta, you know, doing a practice to purify, and which is here doing puja, and then making strong determination not to repeat the action. Then your negative imprints can be purified. And of course, you know, if you do this with the whole merit field, so that purifies a lot of negative stuff. Then rejoicing, we also rejoice in the good things. It's not just negative things happening. This we forget very often. You know, we always kind of concentrate on the negative things and we forget to be grateful about all the good things that we have. I mean, just think about all your friends who like you, that you can communicate with them, even if it's just through Zoom and all this, and the methods that we have to transform the mind. I mean, this is incredible. You know, all the rest is not, it's our collective karma to have these things. So then there's not much we can do, you know. Don't let all these negative things spoil your good mood, because joy on the path is so important. And if you don't know how to be joyful, go and practice with Smadar. Yeah, she really has realized this, I think. Me also, come and do it with me, because me also, I love to do these things, but also definitely Smadar, you know. Okay, then again, we ask, you know, this is what I say with the limb of, what was it? We were the limb of rejoicing, and then is the limb of requesting for them to teach and stay for a long time. These are these two verses. Here, if you want, you can offer, you can visualize offering a Dharma wheel, 8-spoked wheel that absorbs into the Guru's heart. And then here you can visualize offering a throne that kind of absorbs into the Guru's throne. Please abide forever until samsara ends. That creates the causes that we will have contact with the Gurus in all our lives, with the perfect Guru. Now, the perfect Guru is not outside, yeah? A perfect Guru is somebody that I allow that Guru to guide me. Then it becomes the perfect Guru. Otherwise, you can have a very, very qualified Guru. You don't allow him or her to guide you, then no point. Yeah, okay. Then dedication, always very, very important, because when we dedicate, the things cannot get destroyed. The positive karma doesn't get destroyed by anger. And then again is mandala here. This is inserted by Lama Zopa Rinpoche. Oh, I have to hurry up a little bit, otherwise we won't finish. Good thing you have an hour break afterwards. You're probably totally exhausted by what I'm doing here. Okay, all this is inserted by Lama Zopa. This is actually, maybe this we will do, because making requests, again, you know, according to the Vinaya, source of qualities, great ocean, moral discipline, treasury bringing with jewels of much hearing, masters, no, it is Lama Churpa here. Oh yeah, it just continues, I see. So these are the requests in the Lama Churpa, yeah, which one makes requests, again, Sigal, to the Guru in different forms. Yeah, so here is the Guru that gives us vows, for example, the Vinaya Guru. Then the Mahayana Guru gives us Bodhisattva vows. Then the Vajrayana Guru gives us, so we praise that Guru actually, yeah. We say the qualities of that Guru. For example, here Mahayana, you have the 10 qualities suitable for one to teach the path of those gone to bliss. Lord of Dharma, representative of all conquerors, Mahayana virtuous friend, I make requests to you for blessings, for inspiration. If you don't like the word blessing, then you can think you like inspiration. You know, when they say a rain of blessings, actually rain is a very good example. The rain doesn't have the capacity to produce fruits or let's say, don't know, vegetables. For that, you need the seeds. But you need the rain in order for the seeds to ripen, and you need warmth. So these are blessings. Something that comes from the Guru that wakes up these seeds. Yeah, that's blessing. His inspiration, which makes us practice. Then here's the Tantric Guru. You're wise, patient, honest, without pretense or guile. Your 3 doors well subdued. So he's the one giving us initiation, which we also need. If you want to do tantric practices, then, you know, we recall the Guru's kindness. Then the living Guru is kinder than Shakyamuni Buddha, because we don't have any direct contact with Shakyamuni Buddha. Then even the Guru's family, animals, and so forth are a higher object of offering than to all the Buddhas. Again, it just shows the importance of a living Guru if you want to do these very complex and very profound and very powerful practices, because you need somebody to give you initiation. You know, you can't receive initiation from the Buddha you visualize. It's impossible. Then the Guru's qualities, inner qualities, secret qualities. This we will read in English, so this is why I'm not going through it, you know. Most of when we do the puja, we chant in Tibetan, but this we always read in English, most of the time. Okay, then special requests, and this is very important here. You're the Guru, you're the Yidam, you're the Dakini, Dharma protector. 4 different things. So the Guru we need in order to receive the living Guru. When they talk about Guru, they talk about the outer Guru. Yeah, the Guru that we see the guru that talks to us, the guru we can ask questions. So we need him in order to receive initiation, to receive vows, to give us refuge, to give us instructions. But we also need the yidams, we also need the deities when we do tantric practices, so that we can generate ourselves as a deity. Yeah, otherwise, if we don't have them as a support or as a basis for our practice, we remain our old deluded self with the 5 contaminated aggregates and everything together. The dakinis, the dakinis, they can influence us. This is also Sigal's question a little bit. They influence our, nervous system. Maybe it's better understandable as meridians, yeah? Because sometimes, you wake up in the morning, nothing has changed outside, but you feel like, there's something wrong with nervous system or with the energy in the channels. Yeah, so the dakinis, we can, they say, if you practice Tantra, because they like this very quickly, they come and they start to reside there also. But they want to have very clean, and this is why we also burn incense, because they really don't like it when it smells bad. So it's good to burn incense because then it attracts them. They say, don't know if it's true, but anyway. So these are the dakinis to help us with our energies. And the Dharma protectors, of course, we need them to protect us. Or when we are very advanced and we get a bit haughty and everything goes well and we think we're already enlightened, to kind of kick us back on the path, and then we get sick or we lose our money or, something goes terribly wrong. And then we remember, oh yes, I'm sorry, suffering. Hey, I haven't finished yet, like this. So Dharma protectors can go both ways. Yeah, either to protect us from hindrances or to give us hindrances so that we become stronger. So like that. So the guru is these other 3 things that we also need on the path. Yeah. And we ask him to be the yidam, the dakini, the Dharma protector, from now until enlightenment. I seek no other refuge than you in this life, the bardo, and all future lives. Hold me with your hook of compassion. Free me from the fears of samsara and nirvana. Grant all attainments. Be my constant companion and grant me from interferences. This is a very, very important request. And you need to be sure that you want that. Do you want to have your guru as your constant companion? Do you want to? Have you decided not to seek other refuge than that? This direction, these kind of practices. This comes from you. You have to decide. If you don't want it, then don't say the verse. Yeah. And then that's the end of Guru Puja. Before then is the talk starting. So then after having made this request, then you visualize the Guru before you, gives you the 4 initiations. And this also, it's probably with the beginning of the puja, the absorption into emptiness, and now this the purification. These are the 2 most important parts of the Guru Puja. Yeah, especially that one. So you visualize from the Guru's front is coming white light, absorbs into your front, purifies negativities of the body, kind of wakes up the Nirmana Kaya or waters the seed for the Nirmana Kaya. And what else? Yeah, I mean, this is, and gives us the vows initiation. Like if you have an initiation, you have these different initiations. Okay, then you have red light coming from the Guru's throat, going into your throat, purifies negativities of speech, nourishes or waters the seed of the Sambhoga Kaya, and gives us the secret initiation. Then you have blue light coming from the Guru's heart, absorbing into your heart, purifies negativities of the mind, gives us waters the seed of the Dharmakaya, and gives us the wisdom initiation. And then you have all 3 lights together coming which purifies the even more subtlest imprints, because now we think, yes, now I'm at the end of my path, I am the guru, I am the Buddha, but still I am really the Buddha. So these three lights together kind of purify even the most subtle imprints of believing in inherent existence, which are the veils to omniscience. Like the first three ones, they purify the obscurations for liberation. The three together, they purify the obscurations for omniscience. This is why, these still very subtle, self kind of concerned, goodbye, I'm going into nirvana kind of motivations. Yeah. So, and then is the unification with the guru. If you have highest yoga, tantric initiation, the guru, and a duplicate from the guru comes to your crown, absorbs into you, melts into your heart chakra, and then you think, now the guru, me, Buddha, mind, all is the same. Like water being poured into water. Not water into a bottle that you put into a lake. You still have water and water, but the bottle, which is our grasping at the I yourself, is still there. You need to break that bottle, so that the water of the guru, the qualities of the guru can really kind of nourish you and fuse or unify with your own Buddha nature. Okay. Then it's like the name mantras, that's fine. That's okay. And then it's like, so if you just do Guru Puja every day, which is good to do every day, it seems long, but it's not so long, once you're used to it, then you do the stages of the path. Again, we will read them in English. I am not going to go into it. For the Zog itself, let's see if we can do in 2 minutes before it's 4 o'clock. Okay. That's the end of the Guru Puja. And the Zog one can do every day if you want, of course, but one actually do this, the Zog one does on the 10th and on the 25th, and today is the 25th. So it's good, it's Dakini day, like it's more female energy, so that's very good to do it today. Here it is. So then at the beginning, again, one dissolves everything into emptiness, and then you build it up with these verses. We will sing them in Tibetan because, again, it's very exotic, it's very esoteric, it's very complex, and if you have questions about Zog offering, you will probably you can ask the people who gave you initiation, or we can do a bit more closed teaching, maybe once I am in Israel, what this is all about here. Also, I'm not really totally qualified to give you detailed explanation on this. What you do, you just kind of build up this huge Zog kind of offering. So it's not just what you have on the altar, but you also build it up. Then you offer it. Okay, sorry, I've gone too far. So the first is to build it up. You visualize it in a skull cup. Yes, I know, very strange. Why would I visualize offering in a skull cup? It's nectar, wisdom nectar. It's to kind of, go away from this, skull cup is horrible. As I said, it's to cut through our ordinary appearance of like, needs to be a nice plate. So that's why. And then we offer it to different categories. So again, here first is the guru. Yeah, if it's all placed by someone to root and lineage gurus. Then the second one, today is the 25th. So you would do to offer it to Vajrayogini because it's the 25th. So then you say Nel Jor Wangme. If it's the 10th, you would offer it to Heruka, which they're together, Heruka and Vajrayogini. then you would say Kolo Dampa. Because the 10th is more like Guru Rinpoche Day, and the 25th is more Dakini Day. So you offer it to, this case today, to Vajrayogini. Then you offer it to the Yidam deities. So you can, you can visualize Dakinis kind of going around with this, also having small skull cups of this wisdom nectar from the big skull cup, and they offer it as if you would have a huge party. I don't know if you've been to Dharamsala when there's tea break and the monks are running around with their teapots. So to these thousands of people offering and serving tea, anybody has seen that? Yeah, so this is a bit the scene, or that you have these wonderful dakas and dakinis going around and offering to these different categories. And we offer, and every time we ask actually for something. So but the Guru, we ask for blessings. Yeah. The Yidams, we ask for attainments. When we visualize ourselves as Yidam or as deity, so we ask for attainments. Then we have, whom do we have next? Order to please you, host of Dakas, Dakinis, and Dharma protectors. First is the three jewels. Where are they? Yidam deities. First person to please you, host. Here. Yeah, sorry. So after the Yidams, we offer to the three rare sublime ones, the three jewels, and we ask them to let fall a great rain of holy Dharma. Then we offer to the Dakas, Dakinis, and Dharma protectors. We ask them, hey, come on, please do your activities. Either protect me, or, if you're very advanced and you forget your practice, you either harm me in a way so that I'm being kicked back on the path. Yeah, but usually it's for us, I think it's protection. Yeah, because they do have powers. They made promises in front of Padmasambhava that they would protect the beings, and also in front of the Buddha, that they would protect the beings that are practicing properly. Sometimes they have to be told a little bit, come on, do your job. And then the next section should be the blessed mother sentient beings. Okay, so until here we offered and we ask for something. From the mother sentient beings, we're not asking anything of them, but we wish for them, please pacify mistaken appearances and suffering. Yeah, so we do all these offerings on behalf or in the name of all sentient beings, which we also invite to the feast, and so that mistaken appearances and suffering can be pacified. Then here again, if you practice these deities, you're familiar with it. If you're not practicing them, then it's not so necessary. We will chant them because it gives imprints on the mind to at one point really feel attracted to these practices, and then being able to do them properly. I mean, you can, if you are Vajrayogini, if you have Vajrayogini initiation, you have done the retreat, Venerable Paula is offering on Zoom a generation stage retreat pretty soon at the Land of Joy. And she's also offering a Yamantaka approximation, how to say? Completion retreat also on Zoom, but you need to have done the retreat and the fire puja and the whole thing, then you can do that. So these are, but saying saying these verses, it just creates the imprints for us to be able to do these practices. Okay, then this cake that I made, then 3 people get up and make 3 prostrations. They hold it like this in front of the Guru. And unfortunately alone, I'm only one person, so we can't do it. But if you have a plate at home, which you can prepare in the hour now that you have a break, if you participate in the puja afterwards, then you can then get up, make 3 prostrations, and think that the Guru is there, and you hold it You hold it very nicely like this, you know, with the hand like that above your nose so that you're not blowing it. And you think that you're actually offering it to the guru, which would be a very nice thing to do. So then it's this verse, Maho, the great Tsog offering, path of the 3 times Sagatas, is the source of attainments, understanding this great hero, abandoning superstitious conceptions again, that this is really existing, separate from the mind, always delight in the Tsog offering. Alalahu. The Guru would reply, I am inseparable from the 3 Vajras and visualize myself as the Guru Yidam. This uncontaminated wisdom nectar, whom without moving from bodhicitta, I enjoy to satisfy the deities within my body. Here we go. This is body mandala. If you have no clue what it is, you're actually not supposed to know. So don't worry, okay? Either you already know because you do these practices, or if you don't know, then don't worry what that means. And so Aho Mahasukha. And then you put the Tsog on his plate, and then the Tsog would get distributed. We sing the song of the Spring Queen. Again, also, we don't have to go into this because this also is very exotic. You know, like I did these things for, I don't know, 5, 6 months, just happily singing along, having absolutely no clue what this was all about, but just being happy to do the puja. And by doing the puja, I think I generated the karma or the positive energy that when I read the book and when I got instructions and when I got instructions and commentaries, because when I got the commentary with the commitment to do this every day, not the Tsog offering, but the Guru Puja. So then I was ready to take the commentary because I was ready to do the commitment because I'd already kind of very happily done Guru Puja. So this is how you start without too much knowledge about the whole thing. And so then it's not much point, you know, to explain too many things. A good way to start is you get a group together and you start just singing happily along this whole thing. And you need to be quite humble to be able to do this because our ego doesn't like it because it wants to know what one is doing and feels stupid when you have to do things that you don't know what to do. Now, what happens during puja? I have no clue. But because also what we have here in the center, you know, we have this long, long dedication list that we always read the names before the puja. So at least it makes some sense. You know, one wants to do something for all these suffering beings, projects, situation in the world, that something can shift and something can change. Then it starts to make sense, even though, you know, you don't know what this is all about. So you have to do this puja many, many times. And then the right questions come up. You know, now the questions, maybe if you hear this for the first time, is like, what on earth is this? I don't understand. I can't answer this question. Yeah. Then slowly, you start to have very, very precise questions. And then one can clarify. And very often the mind by itself starts to get the feeling of it and starts to understand. Then we always give something back. You know, we're not keeping it all to ourselves. From what we have in our plate, if you have been to Guru Pujas, everybody gets a plate or a bag full of these cookies and stuff. Unfortunately, I can't beam them over to you, so what to do? But then most of it you keep, a little bit you give back, and somebody comes around and you put it in a plate, and again it gets blessed into an ocean of nectar, and then it's been, with this verse, it is being taken out. So the verse is, whom impure false appearances are purified in emptiness. What are the false appearances? These are ordinary cookies, very little, existing from their own side. This is the ordinary appearance. Whatever is in the plate dissolves into emptiness. It becomes the sublime nectar made from wisdom knowledge. Wisdom knowledge, we know about non-inherent existence as a dependent arising. And because we know, it becomes a vast ocean of all desired things. Om Ahum, Om Ahum, Om Ahum. Then the verse To whom is this offered? I offer this ocean of remaining Tsog of uncontaminated nectar, blessed by Samadhi, Mantra, and Mudra, in order to please you, hosts, host-bound local protectors, satisfied by enjoying an abundance of all that is desired. Emaho, properly accomplished activities to us yogis. So very often we say it's for the hungry ghosts. Yes, also, but it is especially for ordinary protectors, protectors who are not Buddhas. So we think about them, because usually we just offer to the Buddhas. So we also think about these protectors. And we say, look, I'm giving you this ocean of nectar. Please do your activity. And then while the Tsog is taking outside, then we ask them what they should do. This we will be reading in English also then, so we don't need to go through it now. We just tell them, come on, do your job and protect me properly. Yeah, so again, you can say, wow, this is superstitious. I don't want to do this. Yeah, it's true. I agree with you. I don't know if these protectors, if these protectors exist, because they are not coming to get the offerings. Who is coming to get the offerings? In Dharamsala is the monkeys, and here in Switzerland is the birds. So I don't know, but I find no harm in trusting that if I do this, I am protected. So what's the harm? I'm still kind of, now with the coronavirus, I still wash my hands, I still wear my masks, but I feel more protected. Then I have more confidence. Then the immune system gets stronger anyway. So, but yeah, if you say like, what on earth, then that practice is not for you. If you have a mind that says, I only believe what I see, these practices is no good. You just get angry and upset and think like, oh, what nonsense. And, and I'm sorry that I bored you for a whole hour and quarter, but you could have clinked out if you have wanted to anyway. So it's your responsibility, it's not mine. I was asked to give this explanation and I did. So, okay, so we asked them all these things, and then one would go back to the Lamrim prayer, which one asked blessings for the stages on the path, which we will do in the puja. It's easy to understand because it's in English. Okay, well, are you still alive? I'm probably totally, yeah. Okay.
It was wonderful and really, really interesting too.
Okay.
Thank you, Anila.
I was just trying to give you some kind of why one is doing this and some things that, you are able to hear without having highest yoga tantric initiation. So it becomes somehow meaningful. But again, the main thing is to do it with bodhicitta. I'm doing this. I want to connect to the guru. If I haven't found one yet, this is the method to find the perfect guru. Yeah, to do guru puja. Then you visualize the Buddha, or Dhammatsokappa or whatever. But you think that living guru in his human form, he is somewhere. I just don't have the right karma yet to protect. And this hindrance, I can break it by doing that puja. And again, with this mind of, in this difficult situation, my gosh, what else can I do in order to help the world? If I do this with a good heart, it makes my mind happier. If you do it voluntarily, that's something I can do. I can sit down and do pujas. Going out and do something for the pandemic, I can't do. But pujas and generate good energy, this I can do. And that's good enough. I mean, I still have time, but if you have questions, or comments or whatever. Otherwise, look, this is the other cat, Ute. Or the others also. This little cat is called Bailey's, and she appeared at the end of Tara night in front of the house of Caro. You can see Caro sitting there. She is from the French part of Switzerland. And when the last session of Tara night, it's good to do it when it starts to get light. And Caro was going outside to see whether it was starting to get light. And that cat appeared. And since then, she's living with her. Isn't that wonderful?
So beautiful.
Yeah. So she's very present at the teachings also, most of the time.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, of course.
I missed something. You mentioned that we turn the 5 contaminated aggregates into the 5 Buddhas. Was it bodies?
Families.
Families, okay.
Families. Akshobhya, Vairochana, Ratnasambhava, Amitabha, and Amoghasiddhi, which represent the 5 wisdoms. You know, all of this goes together. Yeah, 5 contaminated, each of these Buddha family, like Amitabha, let's start at the beginning. Vairochana purifies the contaminated aggregate of form. Ratnasambhava purifies the contaminated aggregate of feelings. What's next? Amitabha purifies the contaminated aggregate of discrimination. Akshobhya purifies the aggregate of consciousness, the contaminated aggregate of consciousness, and Amoghasiddhi purifies the contaminated aggregate of compositional factors. These are the 5 aggregates, okay? And what they purify, so again, let's start at the beginning. So Akshobhya is the wisdom of the Dharmadhatu, the sphere of reality, yeah? Vairochana is the mirror-like wisdom, form. It's the mirror-like wisdom. Then who else do we have here? Then we have Ratnasambhava, is the wisdom of equanimity. These 5 wisdoms, you heard about them, yeah? That the Buddha has, okay? Then we have Amitabha, which is the wisdom of knowing right from wrong on the conventional level, wisdom of discrimination. And then we have Amoghasiddhi, which is the wisdom, is the all-accomplishing wisdom with as support with these other 4 wisdom, then is doing actions like the all-accomplishing wisdom. This is why it goes together. And this is what is in the skull cup, the 5 meats and the 5 nectars.
Thank you.
Which are, you know, the fire underneath, and then it boils, and then it melts, and you know, you see this quite picturesque kind of cooking goulash.
When is the actual puja? At 6 p.m. Israel time?
At 6 your time, in 40 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna have a break.
So whoever wants to leave, you just go. Whoever wants to still stay and ask questions or say something, then please do ask questions.
So please.
Yes, Karin.
One question also about this. You said there the 5, so we transform the 5 contaminated aggregates.
Yeah.
And then also we transform other 5 things.
The 5 poisons.
The 5 poisons.
The 5 poisons, which is ignorance, wrong views, anger, arrogance, and desire.
Okay.
But anyway, in order to do the visualization with this goulash pot there, you need to have highest yoga tantric initiation, okay? In order to visualize this properly with the 5 meats and the 5 nectars, you need highest yoga tantric initiation.
Now, just to know that what is good to transform. So what
exactly. So just to know that when I'm offering what is in here, this liquid, this is happening, that we are transforming the 5 contaminated aggregates and our 5 poisons into the 5 Buddha families and into the 5 wisdoms. And if you haven't been involved a lot in Tantra, then as you get involved in it and you read commentaries and all this, it will become much clearer because it comes again and again and again. 5 wisdoms, 5 contaminated aggregates, 5 Buddha families, the colors, the direction, the poison, you know how this is all going together. So don't try to learn everything all at once.
No, I cannot.
No.
Thank you.
Actually, there are very good books. You know, for example, Lama Yeshe's Introduction to Tantra is wonderful. You know, it's a wonderful book which really explains why we are practicing Tantra. Lama Govindas, the foundation of, oh, I can't remember, the foundation of mysticism in Tibetan Buddhism, I think it's called. This was, I read this book during the 3 months Vajrasattva retreat. I found it so helpful because it explains all these 5 families, 5 Buddhas, this and that. And I started to make my own charts. You see, I'm giving you all this like this. But when you have commentaries, you have to find out yourself. And then it's much more joyful and it's kind of, it's very pleasant. All of a sudden you start to say, this is this, and this goes here, and like this. But don't worry so much. Try not to be too attached to intellectual knowledge about this, because otherwise what you are doing, you are taking these very subtle things that are made for a subtle mind into the gross conceptual level, and then we can't understand. Whereas if you just do it with good heart, a lot of trust, and slowly, and let the things ripen properly, it will, then all of a sudden the subtle mind will be able to understand. Otherwise, if it keeps staying here with all the, the 5 this and the 6 that and it won't work. It's good to have some basic knowledge, that's fine. Yeah, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have any knowledge, but don't be too attached, because otherwise it's like, you know that a watch is working and it shows, a watch is working and it shows the time. But then you want to know why and how it is, you take it apart and then you can't put it together again. At the beginning, it's enough to know, you don't need to know how it works, the watch. It's enough to know it shows me the time and to trust that, and that's it. And then slowly, 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 as you get interested in watches, you will start to investigate and you will start to see how it works. And especially with Tantra, you will experience to see how it works. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. And, again, if you have interest in all this, it's not the last time we can do this. We can, it's a bit much to do this in 2 hours. But we can concentrate on certain specific things. I think I will have one more time with Medicine Buddha Puja. There it's different because it explains the different qualities of the Medicine Buddha. I can't remember which date it is. And then we do the Medicine Buddha Puja, which is all in English. Yeah. So Guru Puja Tsok is for me, one of the most powerful pujas, because it is so complex and because it is so complete. Yeah. Okay. So also because usually here in Bern, of course, we do it in Tibetan and German because we have some who don't speak English. But I said I would do it if you want. I mean, if you want or if you don't want, it doesn't matter. Every 25th of the Tibetan month, which will be from now, like every month around the 10th, I will do it like we do now in English and in Tibetan. Yeah. Now, if only German speakers are on the screen, I will do it in German, of course. If none of you is present, then I do it in German but this is the nice thing of the Zoom. You can just adjust. Okay? Okay, we take a break?
Thank you so much.
Well-earned break. Okay. Thank you for the tea, Leora. Leora is serving some tea. Thank you very much. I still have some coffee here. I still have some cold cafe bots almost, actually. Okay. Okay, so see you maybe. If not, have a very nice evening and all the best. And if you have dedications, people say them themselves. So you can definitely, before we start with the puja, you can definitely say for whom you dedicate the puja. Okay?
We'll be back at 6. Bye.
Okay, bye.
See you at 6.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Johan.